Only 24 hours following the October 7th attack, the terror group Hezbollah began targeting Israel's northern communities with rockets fired from Lebanon. As Chris Mitchell reports, 9 months and thousands of rockets later, this undeclared war is having a deep impact on the region's economy, environment, and its people.
Since the almost daily barrage began, life here is a dangerous and potentially deadly place. Noa and Nir Baranes died in a rocket attack July 9th, leaving behind 3 children. They're among dozens of civilians and soldiers killed by Hezbollah. Now, most communities along the Lebanese border stand nearly empty. Another casualty is the land itself, due to wildfires created by the combination of rocket fire and dry summer conditions throughout northern Israel, the Galilee, and the Golan Heights. The fires started by Hezbollah rockets have destroyed tens of thousands of acres and thousands of trees, some planted as far back as 60 years ago. These are the worst forest fires in the history of Israel. Itamar Katz leads forestry efforts on the Golan Heights.
I'm kind of young and I'm new in this system. I've only been in the Forest Service for 7 years. But all of the older generation, I see them, their whole life's work is going up in flames, and it's on purpose. Somebody's doing this on purpose to us. It's not just happening.
This intentional destruction, reaching nearly 40,000 acres thus far, is just another part of Hezbollah's goal to drain Israel's resources, wear down its people, and eventually eliminate the Jewish state.
For us, it's huge. These fires here are equivalent to the fires in Northern California for us. That's how we experience it. Although it might be like a 1,000 or 2,000 hectare fire, which, it's big in any scale, but in Israel, it's huge.
And it's also destroying regional wildlife.
When fires starts in the spring, in the late spring, in the midst of the nesting season, then there's a real damage to birds. We're talking about chicks and nests that cannot fly. The parents are leaving, but the chicks are burning to their death, and the birds are losing a whole generation.
I feel like a refugee in my own country, and it's not a good position to be at.
Miriam Armon is among the tens of thousands of Israelis now living away from home. Before October 7th, her family had lived in the border community of Metula for 5 generations.
The Hezbollah started the missiles, launching missiles toward Metula. Many houses got hit, mine included. But because of the Hezbollah, the terror organization, now attacking Israel, it's impossible to live up north. The thing that is important that not many people knows about it, not many people understand the situation, that we just want to live in peace.
Chris is with us now from Jerusalem. Chris, can you tell us more about your visit with Miriam Arnon? How's she doing, and how's her family?
Well, Lori, she's hanging in there, but it's been very tough since October 7th. Her family has moved about 4 or 5 times. Her own home in Metula has been hit by Hezbollah, as well as a lot of other houses in that community. Many have been destroyed. When she talked to us, she said she was sad, frustrated, very difficult for her children to be living like this. She has a son in the Army as well, and that's a concern for her. The school year starts on September 1st, and she, like thousands of others, parents, really don't know where their kids are going to go to school. However, on the other hand, Lori, she's optimistic. She's committed to go back and rebuild. As we said, she's a 5th generation that have lived there in Metula. And one thing she also did in our interview with her, Lori, is she said she really gave us a warning that what happened in Metula, what happened in the northern part of Israel right now, can really happen anywhere. And she said to us, open your eyes. They are on the front lines of a global war on radical Islam, and they want to alert the United States and the West and Europe that the global war can come to them as well.
Quite a warning. Well, the fires, Chris, in the north do look devastating. Can you describe what you saw in some of those abandoned communities?
Well, kind of surreal, Lori. We were in a place called Kiryat Malaki. It's literally right on the border. They told us we were about 200 yards, maybe 600 feet away from the Lebanese border. It was abandoned, maybe just a handful of people just trying to keep things running. They have a generator going there 24/7. It's really a beautiful place, but you can see right now, after 9 months, it's really been run down. It used to be a bed and breakfast place, usually filled at this time of year. And also, we saw a lot of devastation. We saw those. We were in that forest that we shot in. Acres and acres of forest that had been devastated. Very hard for the foresters, as we saw in our report, to see their life's work literally go up in flames. When we were up there in the northern part of Israel, very little traffic. You have to be careful of drones and anti-tank missiles. Some of these anti-tank missiles have a range of about 6 miles, and you really don't know when they're going to hit. So that's why people really, like Miriam, can't go home.
Wow. Well, what's the latest with Israel's continued fight with Hezbollah?
Well, there was a large barrage into Kiryat Shmona last night, about 20 rockets. That's what they have to live with every day. When we're in Kiryat Shmona, which is probably the largest community, city up there on the northern border, usually has about 24,000 residents. Now it has about 3,000. Even though the buses run empty, they just want to keep some semblance of life going on. But really, it's like time stood still when you drive through some of these neighborhoods. And it's a beautiful area. The Hula Valley is there. It's very fertile. But it's very, very difficult for these tens of thousands of Israelis that are away from their homes.
Chris Mitchell from Jerusalem, thanks as always for your insights, and know that many people are praying for you and our staff.